Where am I? I wondered, pulling back from something moving beneath me. A bed of entangled vines and roots was writhing across a blank stone floor, jostling me and making my stomach lurch. My eyes grew wide as I traced the path of the vines. They grew over the floor, walls, and ceiling with no beginning or end, completely encircling me. And as they squirmed, they constricted around me. A hand extended out from the light. Its delicate strength seemed familiar, felt like looking in a mirror, and I grasped it with frantic strength. The hand pulled me to my feet. Slowly, for some reason afraid to look, my gaze followed the slender arm up to the graceful arch of a shoulder and smooth, unmarked skin of a neck, half hidden beneath silver-gray hair. Finally, I met the turquoise eyes. It was Tessia Aerolith. My vessel. What is happening? I asked, frustrated by the weakness of my own voice. I felt like a whimpering child standing before her, but the elven woman was completely at ease in this clearing at the heart of a storm of strangling vines and roots. Where are we?
In your mind,
she answered simply.
You are dreaming, and your subconscious is trying to convey what is happening inside of us.
A dark green, snake-like coil bumped against me, and I took a nervous step toward the center of the clearing. I brushed a lock of dusty brown hair out of my face, unsure what to say.
It's the Elderwood Guardian Arthur gifted to me,
she continued, casting a thoughtful, sad sort of look around.
Our body absorbed its mana core. Integration, I never knew.
She shook her head in wonder.
When the core dissolved, the Elderwood Guardian's beast will was released. As, I suppose, was I.
She shrugged, as if this second point didn't mean very much to her.
The unconstrained will is feeding off the mana now integrated within our body. It is tearing us apart.
My body. I ground out, the word "are" stabbing like a dagger into my mind each time she said it. A humorless smile played at the edges of her lips, but I couldn't read the intent behind her expression. Even as we were talking, the clearing in which we stood was shrinking. A pulse like a slow heartbeat ran through them every few seconds, and with each beat they grew. I tried to close my eyes, wanting to focus, but I couldn't. A dream, I remembered. How do I stop it? There was cold fire in the elf's eyes as she answered. You control it. Only, she paused, watching a tendril of leafy vine uncurl beside my face. You can't. The Elderwood Guardian's beast will isn't just mana for you to dominate. It takes time, focus, and a little bit of luck. We don't have time. This body will be dead within the hour. I gnashed my teeth and stepped toward her threateningly. When she looked at me with pitying amusement, I suddenly felt like a child balling my fist at an adult. And I hated it. You'll die too then, I ground out, struggling to maintain my senses and not give way to despair. I don't think you. The words caught in my throat as I remembered her wrestling for control of my body when Grey had attacked me at the Victoriad.
I don't want to die, but I am willing to. We are enemy combatants, Cecilia. If we met on opposite sides of the battlefield, I would be ready to lay down my life to defeat you. Here, if I could trade my life for yours, wouldn't it be worth it?
Please, I begged in a raspy whisper, reaching for her hands. My life was stolen from me, all because of an accident of my birth, something I couldn't control. I never asked for any of this. I just want my life back. You can understand that, can't you? Eventually, Agrona will send me back to my own world. Me and Nico. You can have this body back when I'm gone. I promise it. Tessia let out a little, musical laugh, then covered her mouth and looked at me with a sickening fusion of mirth and pity. I sat up straight and glared at the elf. You don't understand anything. You have no idea what I've been through. Her brows crept up as the amusement in her smile bled away, leaving only sadness.
Nothing you've ever done, no thought you've ever had, is a secret from me. So much about Arthur makes sense, now, knowing everything. His maturity, his confidence, even as a child, and I thought you'd be the same, having lived 2 lives, but you're a child. Stunted. You haven't had 2 lives. Not even one. Which is why you can't see what's being done to you. You know, of course, but you don't see.
I reached for my mana, wanting nothing more than to burn the elf's soul from my mind, but my magic was gone. I was defenseless, empty. It was my worst nightmare come true. In my despair, I failed to notice the vine wrapping itself around my right arm. When I finally realized what was happening, I flinched away from it, but it held me fast. Then they were all over me, and Tessia just watched with that distant sadness. I wanted to curse her, beg her, but I couldn't do anything. I was paralyzed. The Elderwood Guardian was choking the life from me, both in the dream and out of it. I was dying. I couldn't believe it. It felt so purposeless, so empty of meaning. But this was, I woke up.